Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Victory at Sea Pacific, episode number 20. So it's been 20 episodes already, and I think the last episode was our best one of the whole series. Or at least maybe it was. It was one of the best. A lot of excitement. We were able to kind of navigate around some of the game quirks. And we had a lot of fun dive bombing those battleships, which, we still have one remaining. Now, unfortunately, what I found is, this is take 2 of this episode. What I found is, unfortunately, that this Portland class, unless we babysit them, they return west. Even though I've given them this order, they actually return to the combat, and they try to take out these cruisers and destroyers on their own. So I've given them an order to flee, but they kind of overrule it, and they just decide that they need to engage. So we're going to have to go in on that, and we won't be able to watch the Issei. In my last take, the level bomber missed, the Liberator. And that's okay, because we'll have time for a second go at it. One thing I wanted to point out is the Task Force 17, which unfortunately spent way too much time like this. I very easily... hey, nobody in the comments caught this, so I feel like a little bit less stupid. But I'm a big dummy, and we've been going about 5 knots slower than we needed to, because the Northampton class, which is 28 knots, is slowing down this whole group, which could have been going at 32 or more. So that's a little bit unfortunate. We'll get this one to return. We'll still get Task Force 17 to do her return mission, and then when we dock, we'll be able to pair her up with this Pensacola and then send them off. So we'll have 2 Pensacola's and then the 2 Yorktown class carriers in that group until our next carrier is finished. Okay, so just because I'm not sure how long it'll take this Portland adventure in the south, what I'm going to do is build one more, some kind of bomber. What do I guess I'll send another Hellcat, a Marine Helldiver. And I'll replace this Wildcat. I'll get this one to go do some dive bombing, just in case we don't finish with our shenanigans with the Portland class in the south before that Issei starts to leave visual range or just fuel range. So the tugs are moving. Well, I will want them to do this. That's fine. We'll have these PT boats just move a little bit away, but kind of stay nearby. I also want, and I will actually watch these Wildcats. This is really hard. Actually, I'm just going to give them an order to land, because I need to babysit them and go to the tactical map. Otherwise, we just get these bizarre situations where 4 Wildcats just get eaten up by 4 zeros for no losses to the zeros, which does not seem realistic. So I'd rather go ahead and babysit those Wildcats in order to make sure that that doesn't happen. Okay, so here's the situation. You can see that it's exactly what I thought. This is east, the direction they should be moving. This is west, the direction they're moving. So we're gonna have to babysit them. And one thing I will do as well is I'll go to the fleet option, and I might as well just deactivate anything that we don't really need anything right now. We'll put advanced radar up so I have more detection of what's in front of me, but all these magazines we can just turn off. I'll leave the bridge on. I'll leave the catapults on. Engines is the important one. Actually, I'm going to turn up weapon accuracy because we might have to deal with the AA. So that is one thing. In fact, did I miss any other AA? No, this is fine. The big one, the really important one, with light guns, is this? I wonder if this is, let me increase that just in case that's the AAA or AA. Light guns, yeah, just in case. Okay, increase our stores and our turbines. This is the important one. And the Y turret, I don't. This is not Yeah, these are not AAA. Okay, good. So we did that. I think that's all correct. Let's do this one now. Same thing. Unfortunately, a lot of work to do, but here we go. It'll be faster this time, I think. Engine, yes. Fire control, yes. Don't really care about fuel usage. I'll put those up for the destroyers, which will give us a little bit of extra. That's nice. Mess. Turn speed, I guess that'll be useful. Let me go back and do the Indy's turn speed just to make sure that that's all set. Okay, and the navigation, wait. Oh. Portland's thing is damaged? What? Huh? Okay, I did not expect that. No, it's not damaged. It's in complete green. I was looking at the wrong thing. The one I wanted was turbines. Okay, those are fixed now. Let's go back to the Indy and make sure the... What was it? I forget. Oh yeah, I was turning off these other ones. Yeah, that's smart. Okay, bridge is fine, catapult fine. And so we'll just double check this, basically. Make sure it's all up to snuff. Local, mass, navigate, port. Okay, port guns, starboard guns. And then we turn off the wide turret as well. Although, you know what, let's leave the wide turret on because that is the one gun which may be firing. Although, yeah, it won't be firing because ammo's completely depleted here, so we'll turn you back off. And you know what, they're not going to fire because we're not going to let them get close enough. Okay, now where is the other thing we were looking for? Yeah, I missed that one, I realized that. Turn speed, let's turn that up as well, and mess. Oh, there's a lot of little ones that I missed here. Okay, that's done. Kind of double checking. Alright, now these, what are we going to do for them? Let's turn off their... Turn up their advanced radar. Turn off B. I don't care about depth charges, so I'll just leave it where it is. We don't really care about the engine speed because... Well, we only have to go as fast as the... well, actually, since I turned up their speed, let me turn up these. Fire control, yes. Fuel systems, yes, absolutely. That's one thing we absolutely need. Raise the morale. Increase their turn speed. Don't need torpedoes. Don't need those things. Don't need torpedoes. Stores, yes. Subhunter. Let's turn up Subhunter just in case there are submarines around. Turn up turbines. Turn off X and Y. Alright, very good. So now we just have to do that exact thing several more times. My goodness. Well, look, I'm not going to try to do this again in the future. That's already become painfully clear to me that this is way too much work to have to do if you're recording stuff. I mean, this is something I'm happy to do on my own for like my off-camera playthroughs, but this seems like way too tedious to do on camera every single time I need to adjust for a battle while I'm recording. So probably won't be doing this. But it's one good look at what are the different options you can use as far as like staffing your ship. I really do think that this is not fully fleshed out, or at least not the way I would prefer it to be. Something's missing here. It just feels like there needs to be save or load options or like some other crew balance choices available. Okay, we have one more of the Gridley and then we're done. Hallelujah. Bridge, no. Depth charges, no. Ship speed, fire control, fuel systems, absolutely. Local AA, yes. Mess, yes. Navigate, yes. Take these down by 2. I don't want them to be completely unusable, just in case. But let's save those. I mean, it's a total of 8 people that don't have to work. kind of be a weird situation when you're barely ahead of an enemy fleet and they're like, go ahead and take off. We don't need these guns manned. Obviously, it's very bizarre. But there we go. And that should be the same crew for all of them. The Gridley's at 0. Why is that? Okay, so we want to move directly away from the other fleet. So we'll just go basically as far as I can, and then right click and move. Good. And that is basically exactly away. Perfect. Unpause. Here we go. Let's see what happens. If we have to, we can coordinate individual efforts. But hopefully these guys just wise up to the fact that I don't want them in this engagement. They're turning. Yeah, I think we're going to get away without being harassed. That was good. That was very good. Alright. So we just have to hope that everything works. I'll have to look at the fleet alerts, or we'll look at the boxes which appear in the middle of our screen. Hopefully that conveys to us whether or not we've sunk the Icy. I think that already we would have gotten that notification. Now let's see if our local AA does anything against this new incoming intruder plane. She's a little bit tentative. Didn't decide to approach too much. Yeah, I mean, I think this is... We're just learning how to navigate around the little parts of the game that may not work exactly as you'd expect. But now that we know how, I don't know if I harped on this enough, but the last episode was so great. It was just so great. It just shows off a lot of the potential of the game, I think. Okay, the Issei definitely did not get sunk by that first one. Oh man, okay, let's pause. We already paused. View on the map. Continue pause. Pause. Okay, where is this fleet being spotted? Oh, is it talking about... Like, we're almost out of this combat according to like where this box is, center that, and we're way over here. We probably still have a ways to go, but hey, look at the Northamptons are slowly catching up here, right? So there's a silver lining here. While we have things paused, let's take a look and see. Okay, good. So who is here? Are they being relaunched? Yeah, we have already relaunched, I should say, some 3 Dauntlesses. We'll relaunch as well another another Liberator. Good. And you guys are... We probably should send out a scouting force for these guys. Dennis thankfully informed me that these guys are all in happy face mode. We need to get them to not happy face mode. Be nice if this was an option from the game screen. Especially because... I don't know why. Where does it take my... If I click at this, now does it come back to here when I return from fleet? Please? No, it doesn't. It just focuses on that combat. Don't get me wrong, focusing on the combat is a good thing, but in this situation, it's not what I want. Alright, so we'll just, yeah, as I already mentioned, these torpedo boats will basically hang out here. These tugs are not taking quite the right trajectory for intercepting that carrier task force. I mean, they only sent out 5 fighters for that one fighter. Usually they send out like 12 or 13 or something. I'm just going to kind of hope that that means... Just move here, by the way, and you're on the surface. Let's have you submerge. I don't want anything to happen to this fleet, so that's the one I need to go back and monitor. Good. They are correctly running away now. Do they have orders? They are still following orders. Hooray! So, those tugs might get sunk while we're here, but you know what? That doesn't really matter much. We expected that anyway. What the hell? What the hello? Is that a dive bomber? Those bombers? Hey, so... Oh, wait, no, that's the... Yeah, I don't know what that was, but... Sudden airplanes. Did they both get shot down? No, they left. I think we shot down an airplane. I mean, that was... What was that flaming... It must have been an airplane, right? Were those the 3 bombers, perhaps? I don't know. And hey, we have cranked up the local AA, so the AA might be more effective now. Or if the starboard and port light guns are part of the AA for our Indies, our Indy and our Portland, then yeah, that's we increased the effectiveness. Not that we needed to. We already saw that they were very effective when we were very close, further west at the Bismarck Sea. So I think every now and then, every couple hours, we'll have to check on the progress of stuff on the strategic map, just to make sure that things aren't going to hell in a handbasket without our paying any attention. Looks like okay, we have a level bomber and 3 dive bombers. Those dive bombers apparently missed. We've launched another 2 level bombers. This guy's not going to get away. And hey, we'll launch one more for good measure. So this sub is now underwater. Very good, because we don't want them to get caught right in at the surface, right up. They'll die to the... Yeah, they'll even die to the harbor guns. So you are... Something like that would be fine. Let's swap this in. Did we give ourselves... I think we already gave ourselves 2 flights for that. I mean, one reinforcing flight. I would love to use my fighter in the north there, but it's still too hard for me to pay attention for that long enough for it to be like a sure thing that we actually kill a 0. It's still not going to be a sure thing, but it's a sure thing we don't kill a 0 if I just leave it to the strategic map, right? Kind of interesting. This British cruiser pair is close enough that they might be able to support us in whatever we're doing here. Anyway, back to this one. Let's... It scared me. I thought that Portland was facing the wrong way again. So you guys are still going that way. Okay, good. Let's make sure that that is still... Yeah, I think we can actually push this a little bit further away now. Good. And unpause. So we can let this run for what? Probably until like 10 o'clock? Well, maybe... Yeah, maybe 10 o'clock. What's their distance compared relative to ours? Are they turning? They're not going the right way, which is good. We should probably turn a little bit south of due east. No, never mind. Now they're pursuing, but that little ring around the rosy, that little U-turn, quick circle, that doesn't help them. That helps us escape. Almost 10 o'clock. Almost time for our check on everything else. I mean, we're just moving directly away from them. High speed. It should be way higher speed than they can maintain. 40 knots. I mean, good lord. We're going 40 knots. But we're not that... They're not that far behind still. Alright, let's pause here. Check the world map. Alright, 2 level bombers getting very close, 3 dive bombers on top of that, then we have our 4 dive bombers on top of that. Good. Well, I mean, one of those has got to get the job done. Our tugs, that looks like it could work. Let's do this a little bit more. I'm saving my PT boats because they're very quick to react, so we want to move in with all of them together. This gives us the best chance of anyone getting close enough to do something. And hey, you know, we got a little bit of damage on one of their carriers, not to be forgotten. It's that noble little attack. And hey, if it happens to be the case that they send any kind of bombers, dive bombers, or torpedo bombers at us, that's even better, right? Because then if we kill even one, that's one less that'll be flying at our very valuable carriers. So I really like this decision. If we I'm zooming out to really mirror the fact that I'm being reflective here for a moment. We, as the Pacific Theater Commander, or at least for the Navy, have tasked 2 of our 4 carriers. So, this is a game losing, I should say, a war losing, potentially a war losing decision. That if we lose these carriers for nothing, that could be absolutely crippling to our war effort. And I am dispatching them against a carrier task force which is larger than ours. Knowingly, willingly. It's a brave move. Now, I'm doing this knowing that we've weakened that carrier force a little bit. Also knowing that we should have eyes on them, but they should not have eyes on us. That we should be able to kind of know where they are without them knowing where we are. It really just speaks for itself. So we're doing this with hopefully the element of surprise in our pocket. And I would say that that's worth not just 1 carrier, which would even the odds, but I think it's going to be worth all 3. I think we're going to be able to kill them without taking any losses ourselves. And I'm also relying on the fact that we have amazing AAA to protect our fleets. Alright, so let's keep going with this little silly endeavor. I didn't see anything else. We will get these pop-up notifications if they find any other fleets in the Pacific. So, what are you guys doing? They do seem like they're getting a little bit further away, but they definitely seem close enough to be still in battle mode for a long time. I was kind of hoping that they would do another pirouette. And I need to make sure that our guys aren't getting close to... They are not getting close to their destination. Yeah, they got a ways to go. Okay, got the Issei. Too bad we couldn't watch that, but there's our destination. Let's make it a little bit further. Way back there. Okay, good. So we should check again at like 2000. Okay, let's do another check of the big map. Everything good there. These guys look like they're tilting away from us. They don't even know we're there, by the way. Unless the spotters have come over us, which I don't think they have. So we are going to commit to this then. There's no point in holding the PT boats back in reserve. We want the tugs to go first because they have just no ability to do any damage to anything. They're just going to be a meat shield, a tank, really. If you want to think about this in like MMORPG type terms, they're going to be the tank for our torpedo boats. They're just going to screen them, which is the more appropriate terminology on a military channel. So we won't be able to look at that for a while since we'll be stuck down here watching these Portlands hopefully escape this combat. And although I know there's one here and we kind of we're looking at the math and I triangulated that this is a better trajectory than for something further south, it's actually probably going to put us beyond what this group is doing. So I'm going to put that back down. And yeah, let's cut back into this. Yeah, you can see the movement order is way to the east, which is good. And hopefully these guys continue to double check stuff, whatever that stuff is. There it is. It should take a long time to escape them. I'm not complaining about this. Not that it should from a gameplay perspective, but from a non-gameplay perspective. Okay, Task 31. Oh, that must be the Northampton, which means Task Force 17 has gotten back. Which means that at 2:0200, I will pause and we will take another quick break to the world map so that I can get those guys all set up. Now note, it didn't say anything about Task Force 17, although they must be back, and they are. That means that they are not yet repaired or rearmed. And truly, they are not. Alright, so we have some backups. These are, I think, the backups for Pearl Harbor, but we're just going to do our own little thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want 10. I got 8, so let me get 2 more. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's clear that. And now the rest should be, which should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14 wildcats. Alright, that's 14. Let's see if the math works. What the heck am I doing? I don't need any more. We will be swapping some of these out. Wait, that's a full crew then? Okay, just get rid of everything. The stupid part of my brain is in full tilt tonight. Just trying to replace functioning wildcats with functioning wildcats. That doesn't make any sense. So good, we're equipped. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10 total Helldivers. And wait, we have, well, these I think will arrange themselves correctly as soon as we just navigate away and come back. There it is. So yeah, we have 10 and 7. Yeah, 14. 10 and 14, which is good. I don't want an even split. I want 10 and 14. That's good numbers. Now we have the 2 destroyer leaders. Those are good. We'll get the Pensacola to merge and join formation. Rejoin formation. And this group is clear to move out as soon as we spend those precious war bonds on upgrades. So the Yorktown is going to get her extra hit points, and more importantly, I think, because we won't even need the hit points if all goes well, and get the improved AAA or AA. Louisville, which this is I think the Northampton. I'm pretty sure. We're still going to give her this upgrade because we give that to everyone. And the Phelps is going to get an upgrade as well, so she's a little bit better off now. Good, so we have a Pensacola and an Omaha being built. Those were 2 good decisions. Having forgotten about those, I immediately commend past Tortuga's decision to make those. Now the big question is, where do we send this task force? I think the answer has to be to Wake Island. I don't want to send everyone. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket trying to chase this fleet. Even if we do destroy it, that means all of our carriers will be used up in one area. We won't have any reaction force for the south. Like maybe this is the force which has to go over and drive hard. They've committed their forces to the north. We need to, this is like a boxing kind of analogy. If they're punching to your head, you punch or you block first, I guess. That's what we're doing first and foremost, is sending our counter fleet. But on top of that, then you punch in their stomach, because then their attention is up north, we go down south. Below the belt. No, we're not. I don't even know what that analogy would mean in this case. Well, probably the atom bomb, which eventually is going to happen. Somebody asked, will I end the war with the atomic bomb? Or there's the other option is you can take all the ports in Japan. I don't know. I think that by that point, we might as well just use the atom bomb for novelty. So note, I don't condone using nuclear weapons, but for this game, I'm not even going to touch the subject about whether it was the right thing to do in World War II. It's I think that it's not appropriate for the videos, basically. We can have that kind of discussion on the Discord. Now that said, I will be using it in this game as a gameplay mechanic to just kind of speed the end. I mean, if you're going to take everything but Japan, you're going to take Japan too, so it's just a matter of time. There's no way that Japan could fight back enough to come back. So anyways, this has been 30 minutes already. Let's get moving, but we've got to go back to these. They're done. They're 2 separate fleets now. Oh, this is fantastic, and I can see even more that we need to move north. Oh, this is so good. In fact, we don't want to move that far north because we want to keep evading this group. And then these guys are going to duke it out. In fact, we can probably just duke it out with both these task force together. When their forces combine, they're a much more formidable group. So we'll probably do something like that. I'm so happy that that group is done. So now we can actually get, oh god, one spotter. Okay, that spotter is definitely going to spot everything here. Let's get this fighter out. Hopefully he's capable of drawing out at least one other group of fighters. I mean, taking down even one I would be happy about. I'm just does even the small things matter here? Now, what was this submersible supposed to do? He can't do any damage to the port. I think that we should move west of the port. We should start moving over to Tinian. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to move this way. And as soon as we get beyond Wake Island, look at, I just moved down here first. And then we'll have you resurface. Okay, and then we'll keep moving you over here. You can scout for enemy convoys and use your torpedoes like that. Maybe you get lucky and you spot something more juicy like a battleship group. We'll see. And you, yeah, you should be moving over to Bismarck. Somebody commented that the submarines will probably be very vulnerable to ASW patrols, like aircraft patrols. And that is a good point. Something I didn't even consider. So we'll have to think about that. Alright, so unpausing, and we'll move at 25x. Everything's going well, right? These guys haven't deployed yet. After that big long discussion, I didn't actually give them orders. Alright, so we're going to move this way. I'm just going to move this way, and this is, they're going to resupply at Midway. Not that there was any problem. Oh, see? Yeah, actually one of the Helldivers apparently took a little bit of damage or something. I didn't even know you could take part damage. Thought it was either your plane was destroyed or not. Are these both red? Well, anyways, well, they can stay at Midway for a little bit. I mean, sorry. Yeah, Midway. That is Midway. They can stay at Midway for a while. Let's look in the north, see what's happening there. Darn it. I don't know what to do about this. They were killed, and I doubt that they killed any fighters. But I want to see it, so I want to replenish. We'll hold off. We can replenish them later. I'll try to go back and look in the video and see if I can find out if they managed to take even one fighter out, in which case it's fine. It's an acceptable loss. Things are getting tight over there. Let's make sure we should be finding a new fleet. That one that left Tarawa. We should be finding that pretty soon. They are pursuing. They did change course to the north, so they either have radar or they're still using their spotter planes, which we haven't seen, so I'm kind of left with the... I mean, hey, speaking of spotter planes, you know who has them is this group. So let's use them to find that other fleet. Why not, right? It only makes sense. Because they could have doubled back or something. I mean, let's just make sure that they're not... Okay, yeah. That's exactly what they did, is double back. Okay. What do we do about that? Well, I think it's a better target for this group. So we're going to try to chase them. Let's see if we can even. They might be too fast for us. Same issue we had here. So you just... I mean, these guys can all just be given an order to return. Okay, Task Force 30. Who's Task Force 30? Midway. Oh, okay. This should be essentially renamed now to... I know CTF should be a number. We're still gonna stick with this naming scheme if nobody minds it too much. So Bravo. CTF Bravo will be that'll be the main one as well. I mean, the Lexingtons, we probably won't be building any more of those. And the Midways we do already have, I mean, sorry, the Yorktowns, we already have one more being built at San Diego. One more day. So I don't think I was trying to build this, but we've made it this far. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And we do want to upgrade it for 35 war bonds. I'm pretty sure I was just building this as like a test, and I forgot to cancel it. But hey, we made it this far, right? It's like it snuck through the cracks. I mean, they're okay. Okay, so for 130 war bonds, we get something with local. Yeah, it'll be local of 1, AA of 3. So same as the destroyer leaders, really. So the destroyer leaders are better, and they're pretty slow. Okay, well, we'll just do it. We'll take it. 32.5, so they can at least escort the Yorktown. Alright. This guy, I think, is actually shifted away from us. You know what? I think I am going to give myself one of the fighters back. But, okay, so that's neither here nor there. Just so we can have one more go at them. So we already kind of, unfortunately, I have to say, we've already kind of spotted what we want to spot here. I'll let this one go, and actually, we'll let the Chester start spotting this way. And maybe one more of the Chester spots this way, since we're now moving this way. Good enough for me. These guys, where do we want to go? Macon Atoll has 237 fuel. Marshall Islands has 250. Oh, the Hammers. Okay, yeah, hey, you know what? This group doesn't have any ASW, so this is a good opportunity for this sub to close out the line here. If they happen to make it this far north, we can use our submarine as the, well, something to get them involved, something to get them into combat, give us time to catch up, because these Northamptons are rather slow. And speaking of which, they are, okay, good. So I probably can start gathering a little bit extra speed out of them as well if we wanted to. I think it's going to be worth it. Let's go ahead and drive a little bit faster. Let's increase the morale more. I always think it's worth it. Okay, so 3 things we want to do. These are, what is their speed? 30. Yeah, we don't need to worry about those. Yeah, Clemson's. Okay, so this is the same thing. It's funny, this is like maxed out everywhere and we still have plus 0.3. But not the local AAA, which we should still have. It's interesting. I don't know how are these things being determined? What, did I do this? Was I accidentally choosing? I don't know. Whatever. Navigate, mess, where's the... Yeah, it's already done. Okay, fine. Chester. He's on a happy face, so that's not good. What we can do is set these guys to even distribution, and then the Chester herself will do the manual stuff. Probably what I should do is even distribution, and then start moving things from there. Okay, engines are up, and local AAA. Local AA. Let's use that. So turn speed is up. I don't know if I said this on camera or not, but I'm not going to do this on camera. I don't want to do this kind of management on camera. I don't think it's very interesting to look at all the different options for crew. Maybe once or twice, so that people who have never played this game themselves can get an idea for what kind of crew management you can do. But to me, it's not very interesting. Yeah. But actually, I think this is a good place to call this video to a close. So we'll wrap it up here. see you back for the next one. Until then, thanks for watching and take care.